And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it.
I want every one of you to remember these three words. Nigerians, we are no more. Southeasterners and Southerners, we cannot become. And Biafrans, we must be.
Nigeria is the terrorist, not we, not Biafrans. So Finland, you need to get that clear first. You need to know who is committing the act of terrorism. As of today, the Nigerian state, headed by Tinubu and Christopher Musa, continues to unleash act of terrorism against innocent Biafrans. They killed.
The program you're about to watch is coming from the United States of Biafra Media, the ITPS. I want you to pay attention to every information that you're going to hear in this video. It is very educating and it will inform you of the situation in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria and what is going on in the United States of Biafra. Pay attention from the beginning to the end. Every information in this platform is very important. We are here to promote the United States of Biafra under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, today under the leadership of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze. Pay attention from the beginning to the end, and you'll be glad you did. Let's watch and hear what the media is presenting.
That Ojo Okalo has blamed political elites as the mastermind of terrorism in Nigeria, Boko Haram in particular, and that is for political gains. What's your reaction to that?
Mr. Okoro,
do you agree with OUK?
A time will come when I will not be answering questions from some of those characters you mentioned now. Please. A time, I'm not joking, no, because I don't know why somebody will create problem and he will bring me here to be analyzing the problem he created. These are not just Okalo who's supposed to be in jail by now. You and I know that. Is he supposed to be talking and saying things that I should come and be discussing? No, on a more serious note, should all the Carlo, if he has shame on him, does he have the temerity to be talking the way he's talking? This is the man who should be serving jail time.
Barrister, this is the person that represents me in the Senate.
Oh, he's your brother?
Yes, he represents me in the Senate.
No wonder the snake is long.
Okay. Now, Barrister, the point he has made is that, look, we have politicians that are sponsoring terrorism and that they are doing it for political gain. Do you agree with him?
I disagree because he's part of the problem, Mr. Okoro. Your brother is part of the problem. Why did people caution him? You saw how he ran Abia State to ground. Should such a man be talking? Hold on. Didn't you hear from the northern leader that insecurity is caused by poverty? When you impoverish your people, are you not the one calling for insecurity? And Ojo Okalo is one of them. How much was he alleged to have taken from Abia people? 6 billion plus. Is that not true?
But the court let him go.
Really?
Yes.
The court or APC let him go? No, the court jailed him properly. In fact, in the mind of Ojo Okalo, he is an ex-convict. He entered the jail. You and I know how he came out. When they wanted to save him, they now promoted the judge that passed the judgment.
But Barrister, can we leave the message and talk the messenger?
Look, in this particular case now, both the message and the messenger, they are all wrong. That's what people have been saying about
Okay,
APC.
so you believe that nobody is sponsoring terrorism?
What do you mean?
Politicians are not
They created it. They created it. They should not come. They should not be come out.
Who created politicians or Nigeria?
No. The same APC when they wanted to get power. What do we have it like this during the PDP, for God's sake? Was Nigeria like this? This is a question Nigeria should be asking APC. Did you meet us like this, APC? In 2015, was Nigeria like this? Both in economy, both in insecurity, both in everything, both in democracy, both in politics. Was Nigeria like this? How come under APC this thing went berserk?
So don't
and you Nigerians are not asking them, take us back to where you met us.
So don't you think some individuals are, sponsoring insurgency to discredit this administration, to
are you serious?
further discredit the administration.
Ah, you cannot feed them at Abi. Okay, hold on, no. Mr. Moses, you saw what is going on in Benue today. That is the food basket of Nigeria, confirmed. Am I the one to tell Tinubu what to do there? Please answer me.
Well, as it
if
stands now,
opposition,
which of course takes us to our next conversation,
if it's opposition, please,
where the chief of army staff has relocated to that area to ensure that, anyway, that's another conversation we'll be diving into.
We have not finished this particular one, though. You are telling me if they are sponsored. So you know the sponsors, Abi, and you refuse to do anything. Please, that should not be my problem. Why should you open your mouth and say that some people are sponsored? So you cannot find out the sponsors, Abi. What are you talking like this, please? For God's sake.
Let's.
Oh, no. APC know that people are being sponsored. They know the people, and they refuse to do anything. Is that my problem? Why are you in government? Is it not to secure life and property? Why you people just shifting blame to here and there? When you know the real problem?
No, we're asking the questions.
No, the question you ask me. In fact, you should take it to those people concerned, not me.
Yes, if we bring them on the show, we'll ask them.
They will not come. They will not come.
Why?
You and I know that. Because they cannot explain it. Telling me that some people are sponsoring. So you know the people. That was how Nuhu Rubadu told us that the equipment they bought for Nigerian military, the military and the police are selling to terrorists. Are you serious?
Let's move away from this conversation now. Let's get into another conversation. We'd like you gentlemen to stay with us, Chuka Nabife and Barrister Darlington Agumo. Communities cry for help as terrorists occupy forests, launch attacks, while army chief relocates to Benue to tackle herdsmen killings. Barrister, you don't think this is a laudable move that he is relocated? Well, we'll get your response when we come back from this break. Join us again.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The security situation in Nigeria continues to deteriorate as multiple regions face escalating violence. Well, in a decisive move to address the rising wave of killings in Benue State, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede has relocated to Makurdi, the state capital, alongside senior military officials. The move follows a string of brutal attacks by suspected headers and militia groups that have left scores dead, homes razed, and entire communities in fear. Over the weekend alone, 43 people were massacred in Gwe West and upper local government areas of Benue State just days after 42 others, including a mobile police officer, were killed in coordinated assaults. Oluyede has ordered the deployment of additional troops to the region and is expected to meet with commanders, visit attacked villages, and reassure residents of the Army's commitment to protecting their lives and property. There's been reports of kidnapping in the southeast of Nigeria, amongst many others. Meanwhile, in a fresh wave of terrorism has erupted in Kwara State, where a newly identified terror group, Mahmuda, has launched deadly assaults on villages in Baruten local government area. On June 3, Mahmuda insurgents killed 4 villagers in Karonji, Duruma, following the murder of 3 others earlier that day. The group has tightened its grip on parts of Kwara and neighboring Niger State, with reports confirming their control over communities near Kainji Lake National Park. Well, we still have in the studio here Barrister Darlington Agumo, and from Oka Outstation, Sir Chuka Onnabufe. We'll also be joined by Dr. Bright Onove Kuku, a medical doctor and public affairs analyst. Gentlemen, thanks for staying with us. Barrister Darlington, yes. Let me come to you now, because you raised the issue during the first conversation about insecurity. Now, what's going on in the Benue Plateau, in the Middle Belt? Looks like it's an issue of ethnic cleansing, more like genocide, some people have alleged, because it clearly, in terms of the physical and the intent, it's possible to establish all of that. Now, Nigerians are asking, why is it difficult for the government to stop this atrocious killing of fellow Nigerians, especially when we are told that it is foreigners that are behind all of these killings? Barrister, let's have your broad reaction.
Mr. Okoro, I will answer you with an example that happened, which you and I can identify. When Al-Qaeda was running riot all over the place, causing problem, and they mistakenly went to hit the World Trade Center in the US. What happened? Osama bin Laden was hunted down by the American CIA and their security force. Is that not true? Since that time till now, have you had anywhere they mentioned Al-Qaeda? They degraded them. They made sure that they don't exist today. Is that not true? Today now, can any terrorist go close to American border, say they want to go and attack America? That means you would have written your will before coming to do such a mission. Today in Nigeria, you and I were here when these people were coming into Nigeria, when they were invited. Yet, nobody was man enough to ask these people, why did you invite terrorists into Nigeria? Is that not act of treason? Please answer me. These people, did they come here on their own? Were they not invited? They even complained that they had an agreement with Nigerians. Mr. Moses, listen very well. That Nigerians who claim to love Nigerians, patriotic politicians, went to sign an agreement with terrorists to come into Nigeria, that the jihad have started. And you are still discussing somebody relocated, somebody not relocate. Who told you they want to solve the problem?
Okay,
these are just small things.
Barrister, let's get as blunt as we can within caution, you know, in this conversation. Now, during the Buhari regime, you know, Nigerians were meant to understand that, look, that it was because Buhari was in power, in government, and he was unable to rein in his ethnic stock.
Good.
That is why these things persisted. And when the current president, who by the way is a Southwesterner, came into office, Nigerians more like heaved a sigh of relief.
Okay.
Unfortunately and curiously, we don't see these things abate. So do you have any explanation? Does it look like, you know, because during the Buhari regime, we had Northerners, you know, occupy the security architecture of this country. But now those things have been moved. So do you have a problem with the Chief of Army Staff moving to location, you know, to site to ensure that these things end?
Mr. Okoro, if a man survives from sickness and his son die, that man is even worse off. If Buhari leaves office and you now have a Muslim ticket, what do you think they were doing? Or were you not aware that a Shetima was imposed on Tinubu as his vice? Are you not aware? Since it's a Muslim ticket, they ask yourself, why is it that it is Benue? Who are the population of Benue? Are they not mostly Christians and Plateau? You are still asking question, Abi? Why are they not concentrated in Buhari's own Katsina? Or Kano? Or Sokoto? No, answer that question.
Barrister, do you smell an agenda?
Either you know, you're asking me, you don't know.
No, we don't know. That's
either everybody knows. Don't run away from this. That's the problem with Nigeria. We run away from the truth.
No,
and that's why these guys have continued to do what they are doing.
Barrister Darlington,
yes?
Our job here is to you bring information to Nigerians. And
yes,
that's exactly
that
what
information, we have said it over
it's
and over again.
It's not for us to share our personal opinion.
Okay, fine. I am saying it now, and nobody has disputed it. Because what is going on in Benue is 100 times worse than what happened in River State before Tinubu declared state of emergency.
So you would
please,
want
my brothers here,
emergency.
what is stopping Tinubu from declaring state of emergency there? After 20 local governments out of 23 have been taken over by terrorists, and our farmers are now in IDP camp. Tomorrow you see, ask me, why don't we have food? You know the problem, you don't want to solve it every time. This one, is it the first time such a man has relocated to the theater of war? What happened? Please, what happened? It's just a small screen.
Okay, a smoke screen.
Yes, a small screen.
All right, let's bring other guests into the conversation as well. We do have Sachuka Nabife. Let's get your thoughts on this one, the relocation of the Chief of Army Staff. What are your thoughts? Now, I would like for you to marry that relocation to the fact that the Chief of Defense Staff has said, look, Nigeria needs to fence its borders because these insurgents will continue to enter, and we share border with people like Chad, Cameroon, Niger Republic, and the rest. Well, fencing of the borders. Well, he also cited Saudi Arabia as one of the countries that decided to fence its borders to protect itself from enemies outside. Do you think fencing our borders will be a solution to this problem? Or is this a wild goose chase?
It is actually the latter. Let me not waste your time. It's a wild goose chase. And how would that be a solution, Moses? How do you think that will be a solution? One is that we have not finished even one project as small and almost, we can say, economically contained as the Jakarta Steel. Now we intend to fence the borders of Nigeria. Do you know the distance we are talking about? Even America couldn't fund the fence. They are just fencing their border with Mexico. See, in 2011, I was in South Korea, and we also did, given the fact that we were guests of the state, we've taught some of the state facilities. And I remember asking one of the ministers a question about their volunteer service scheme, just like the NYSC will have here. They do it 5 years, and it is before you even go to immediately after college. Everybody in South Korea is security conscious. Every house in South Korea has a military trained citizens make themselves supporters, and that is our undoing. No, blame leadership on the leaders. The problems of leadership on the leaders. Tell them what they do. And when you begin to say we support, appear like we support this party or that, we create a situation of partisanship, and eventually that will dog us. The problem with Nigeria is that we don't look problems and solve them. What is the General Olede going to Benue to do? You know who he is? Did you know his position? How many times have you had the people of his of the status as he is go to the descend as low as the local theaters?
But we have presidents, for example, Dr. Sachuka, we have presidents, go to the theater of war to also help to fight persons who are causing issues in their country. So why won't we have the army chief get to Makurdi to make sure that lives of Nigerians that were being lost on a daily basis in the cold hands of foreigners now are being stopped? So why can't he get there? If presidents of nations, sovereign nations, can go in to fight unscrupulous elements disturbing their nations?
Fina, let's break it down. This is not a president of a country. He is not. He is the principal man of our military, army particularly. This is different from an elected governor, elected chairman, elected president, or even appointed one. They are bound to go to their citizens when they have crisis to check and see what is happening.
Okay.
The military man is not.
All right.
And when he goes there, if he should go there, when he goes there, what his job should be? The military
chief of army staff.
What he should go there to do is to discuss strategies and move on, because it is believed that he has commanders in the lower rungs of his commanding system that should be able to execute
so you don't think that his movement to Makurdi in any way is going to stop the killings of Nigerians in Benue State? Or do you think he's going to his relocation to Makurdi now will end the issue of killings happening in Benue State?
He's actually going to further ridicule the army. And he's going there. Remember, the report is relocating, not even going to...
Okay, Sachuka, I'd like for us to understand something. Now, between the leadership and the followership, who should actually drive the process of change? Because you said something about the leader should lead and the followers should follow. So between the leadership and the followership, who should actually drive the process of change in society?
Well, the process of change is, remember the expression, if people get the leaders they you understand, or work for or create. The issue here is there are defined roles. The people who are the arrowheads of the aspiration of a people is within the masses, and that is the media, you and I, the mass media. You understand? They are the ones who articulate the yearnings of people, and they use it to needle the leadership. Why do you think APC succeeded in opposition? They were commanding the good presence in the media, in the newspapers, in the magazines, in the radio, in the television. Why do you think the current opposition is ebbing and floundering? Because they chose not to.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much, Sir Chuka and Nabufe. We'll get your point. Please do stay with us. We'll come back to you. Now let's go to Benin City, where we have Dr. Bright Onovepuku, a medical doctor and public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Dr. Bright Onovepuku.
Good morning.
Okay. All right, Dr. Bright, I understand that yesterday was your birthday. Happy birthday from all of us here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, to the main conversation, you follow the issue of the chief of army staff relocating to Benue State, to the theater of war, because it's more like it's become a killing field. Now, some people are saying, look, it's not the first time. The other time we saw the president call on the Minister of State for Defense as well as the minister. So the president did not listen. After like 2 or 3 days, we didn't hear anything about it, and it's a problem there. In your estimation, do you think that the chief of army is going to Benue is he going to look at it peripherally while the undercurrents are not clearly the underlying problem, the root causes are not clearly? What's your reaction?
My take first and foremost is that issues of security are not what should be on the media. If the chief of defense chief of army staff knows that he's going to Benue to solve the issue, it shouldn't be something that should be on the media. What we should be hearing is the fact that he has already his president changed a lot of things. Now there's no more business with Benue, and when we're asking questions, we get to know that because he traveled to that place. So this news making thing is not a proper security issue. Somebody mentioned the issue of Osama bin Laden. Obviously, Osama bin Laden was killed. The world does not know that they were embarking on that mission. So why should the chief of army staff make his going to Benue a public sport? If he allows me to valid for him,
Dr. Bright, there's something there's something called what do you think the announcement that the chief of army staff is relocating to the theater would deter insurgents, make them feel that okay, this army official is coming over, and also boost the morale of the soldiers. Don't you think so? Public announcement.
Like I said, issues of security are not things that should be in public display. To boost the morale of the officers and men on the field fighting, they know what and what to do. His presence, yes, may motivate them when he's talking to them, but putting it in the public, making it known to everybody becomes a subject of discussion. It's not. Because this has not happened. This has happened before. And it did not give
head of medical research,
a solution to the problem that is on ground.
Madam Caroline.
So if it's strategic, he should quietly go there. Do what he feels is better. What Nigeria needs.
All right, then. Results, of course. That's what Nigerians are asking. We will do the much we can to continue to
European realm and all the media.
Now, let's talk about Odibo Kalu's position. Insurgency around the nation to discredit the administration of the Tinubu administration. What are your thoughts about this one? Also, bearing in mind that in the past, we've seen a situation where Malian authorities chased Boko Haram, defeated them, chased them into Nigeria, and it was just up to the Nigerian authorities to meet up with the pressure, and then the insurgents at the time would be wiped out. But unfortunately, Nigerian authorities failed. Would you have to examine all of this?
We don't expect anything less from a politician like Orji Uzor Kalu, considering the fact that build up to